Statutes on Lexis Plus for the Environmental Legal Research course at Boston College Law School. If you have the citation to a statute, the quickest way to get there on Lexis is to type or paste the citation in the search bar and click the search button or hit enter. This is 42 U.S.C. Section 9601, the first section of CERCLA, the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act. Just below the currency statement, there is an outline that links to the larger units of the U.S. Code, the subchapter, chapter, and title that this section is part of. On the left is a Table of Contents link. Clicking on the Table of Contents link allows us to see the headings of the surrounding code sections, as well as the text of this section. This makes it easier to see adjoining code sections which may need to be read to fully understand this code section. With the table of contents back out of the way, we can see a document navigation bar, which lets us navigate quickly to other parts of this document. For example, if we select History, we jump down to the references to the public laws that enacted and amended this code section. Another important part of this code section on Lexis is Notes to Decisions. This section begins with an outline of the topics covered in these notes. Click a down arrow to move to the notes that lead us to relevant interpretive cases discussing that topic, which were chosen by editors at LexisNexis. To find every case that ever cited this statute, we can shepherdize by clicking on the Citing Decisions tab at the top of the page, or we can click on the Shepherdize Document button on the right side of this screen. Shepard's Citing Decision Analysis provides a quick overview of the courts that have cited this statute, or a timeline that illustrates when the statute was cited. Filters allow us to narrow our results by analysis, court, and date, and allow us to run a full text search of all citing decisions. The default display order is the highest court to lowest, but we can also sort the results chronologically or by analysis. A particularly useful feature of Shepard's is the link that allows the researcher to see court treatment of subsections. Shepard's identifies all decisions and other citing references that have cited to a statute by a particular subsection or section range. This feature is unique to Shepard's on Lexis. For example, we can see that there are 72 cases and other citing documents that have cited 42 U.S.C. Section 9601 specifically for subsection 9A. 192 have cited it for subsection 9B, and 98 have subcited it as 42 U.S.C. Section 9601 subsection 10. Of those 98 citing references, 34 are citing decisions, while the other 64 are other citing sources. We can view a Shepard's display of just those cases organized as any other Shepard's statutory citation display, including the ability to change the sort order or narrow our results by analysis, court, and time, or to run a search within the document set. Shepard's for Statutes also provides links to pending legislation that could amend or repeal the code section we are viewing if enacted. These bills have been introduced in the current Congress, and if enacted in their current state, will change some of the language in this statute. The Other Citing Sources tab provides references to documents other than cases in the Lexis database that contain citations to this code section. If we don't have a citation, there are still a number of ways to find federal statutes on Lexis. When exploring content on Lexis Plus, we can select statutory codes from the home page. Under Federal, we see a link to the USCS Popular Names table. We can browse or search the Popular Names table. Opening the letter P, we see the Pacific Salmon Treaty Act of 1985. The Popular Name Table entry for this act links to the session law that enacted it and one that amended it, as well as entrance points for the U.S. Code. If we don't have a citation or even a popular name, we can choose the U.S. Code service as a database. We have the option of searching the table of contents or the entire code, or we could browse to find a relevant statute by finding the appropriate title, in this illustration, Title 43, Public Lands, and the appropriate chapter, Chapter 9, Desert Land Entries, and look at sections that look promising, like 43 U.S.C. Section 322, Desert Lands Defined, question how determined. Instead of searching the entire U.S. Code, we could begin our search in a practice area, like environmental law or energy and utilities law. Some environmental practitioners set this as their Lexis start page to get quick access to a variety of Lexis resources on environmental law by clicking the little house at the top of this page. Coming into codes this way, we are taken to an advanced search page, which allows us to have easy access to searchable segments, including unannotated, which guarantees our search terms will be in the statute itself and not merely the annotations. The environmental codes link takes us directly to an advanced search page, so we won't have the browsing option available until after we run a search and then link to the table of contents.